Helicopter takes off from Pier 7. It's on the southeast tip of Manhattan. Crosses the East River here, looking out into the harbor. And across the harbor, the tall buildings there in New Jersey, actually. Lower tip of the island is where Battery Park is. The financial district is down there. This is Governor's Island, which is just a half a mile from Manhattan. It has a fascinating history. You can look it up on Wikipedia. It is the birthplace of the Smothers Brothers, actually, 1937 and 1939. That's looking up the East River. You can see the Brooklyn Bridge right in the middle of the frame here. You can go to Governor's Island for free taking a ferry from Manhattan or Brooklyn, actually. This is getting into the harbor. That's actually Ellis Island there. And here is, of course, the Statue of Liberty. You can get some sense of the size of it if you look down at the people walking around at the bottom there. They look like ants compared to it. When you're standing right below it, this for some reason doesn't look that big. And there's the tip of Manhattan, Governor's Island to the right, Brooklyn to the east of Manhattan. There's Ellis Island in the foreground. And this is looking down the East River actually to the Verrazano Narrows Bridge, which is the bridge between Staten Island on the right and Brooklyn on the left. And then this is a view of Brooklyn. Again, this is the East River. And this is Governor's Island, so it's just kind of flown out into the harbor and kind of circled back. So that's Brooklyn across the way there, and here's the southern tip of Manhattan again. There's Battery Park there down at the tip right next to the water there. And then the helicopter actually flies up the Hudson River, which is on the west side of Manhattan. Now we're looking down into the financial district here. You can actually see Ground Zero there if you look closely. It's just that kind of that pit with some cranes in it. Right now, right in the center of the picture, that's Ground Zero. There's the Brooklyn Bridge in the foreground there. And this is the widest part of the island, actually. 14th Street runs from the Hudson River to the East River, longest street in New York, Broadway being the longest avenue. And it's right down in here where the Lower East Side, on the far side there, Greenwich Village is in the middle there. And now we're coming into view of Midtown, Manhattan. Empire State Building, of course. In the background, the MetLife building, which looks like our IDS building. And just to the east of that, you see the top of the Chrysler building. The round building center frame at this point is actually Madison Square Garden, Penn Station there too. At this point, when we look across the river, we're actually looking into Queens. This is Midtown Manhattan. And Times Square is right down in there somewhere. You can't see it, but it's right down in there. I believe this is the Hell's Kitchen area of New York. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure it is. Now we're coming up to Central Park. The building is just on the other side of the park. That's the very affluent Upper East Side. And then the buildings that run along the this side of the park are the very affluent Upper West Side. And coming into view is what was once just called the Reservoir, and then it was sort of nicknamed Pond, but recently it was officially named Jacqueline Onassis Kennedy Reservoir. And again, we're looking across the way to Queens. Now, right at this northern tip of Central Park is the Dakota. The apartments are right up there. That's where John Lennon lived and where he was assassinated. This is actually Harlem for the most part. Now we're getting to clear up the northern end of the island, which is where Columbia University is. We're looking down on the West Side Highway, and just to the other side of that is Riverside Drive. And here's a good view looking down the Hudson River where you can see clear to the tip of the island, southern tip of the island down by the harbor. And that's looking across the Hudson into New Jersey. And here's a good view of almost the entire city of Manhattan. That's the East River. And now we're coming up on to the Bronx. This is where Yankee Stadium is. Actually, both the new and the old stadiums are there. Didn't get both of them in here, but they're still standing, both of them. This has got to be the old one, so the new one isn't in the picture. But again, it's in the Bronx. That bridge is the George Washington Bridge, and that goes from Manhattan right around Columbia University over to New Jersey. So that's going across the Hudson River. And that is George Washington Bridge, looking into New Jersey. And this is flying down the Hudson River, so it's the west side of Manhattan. Unfortunate that this didn't go down the east side. You can see Roosevelt Island and the United Nations building, which is just up the road, 42nd Street from the Chrysler Building there, right on the East River. And again, we're getting down into the interesting part of the city. The part of the city I sure like, that's where Washington Square is, and Greenwich Village. And the Strand Bookstore, which is about the best bookstore in the entire world. Another helicopter. So I've kind of gone up started out in the East River, went around the harbor, up the Hudson River, over into the Bronx, back down the Hudson River, which is what this is here, and back down to the tip of the island. Again, that's Ellis Island, and the Statue of Liberty from the right side of the helicopter. So it's just kind of circling back to the helipad. And, here's Governor's Island again. Brooklyn across the stream from there. And the helicopter is actually turning to make a landing. Well, that's the Brooklyn skyline. You can see the Brooklyn Bridge comes into view here. And right up the face of it is Pier 17. You can barely see it. That's where the Fulton Fish Market is. And this is the East Side Highway. And it's back to the helipad. Here's a nice little aerial view of aerial tour of Manhattan. Happy landing.